If it's okay, I'm recording this for all the ladies that wanted to be on live but told me they're working or couldn't get off work or had some other thing going on. So, a big, huge welcome to each of you. Thank you for being here and to everyone who is watching the replay. So, super excited to share this time with you. I would love for you ladies to be active in the chat. So, if you're on your phone, obviously, I know that's super awkward, so don't worry about it. But if you're on a laptop or some other device and you can use the chat feature. I actually love the chat feature because it keeps us all involved and engaged. And I don't want us to like be asleep an hour from now. So good. All right. So let's practice our chatting fingers just to kick this off. Where are you at? Pop it in the chat. If you're okay with that, tell us where you're at so we can kind of see. All right. And this is always super fun. We got North Carolina in the house. We got Florida. Oh, hi, Ohio. That's cute. Maybe I should move to Ohio. That sounds friendly. Okay, we got Idaho. Um, oh, neat. We have two from Idaho. Do both of the Megans are from Idaho? Like, what are the chances of that, though? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, we got another North Carolina. We got California. Okay, I love it. So Megan G says she has bad cell service, so she can't have her video on, but we're really glad you're here. So glad. I know it's kind of last minute, so I'm excited to have you. All right, perfect. Okay, I know everybody's chat fingers work, so that is really good news. All right, so this is the How to Finally Feel Better workshop and also info session. This is how to finally feel better without expensive detoxes, unsustainable diets, crazy exercise, and a bunch of pills. All right. So if this is what you thought it was going to be, you're in the right place. If you thought it was something else, you're in the wrong place, but you should just stay anyway. So let's just do this. All right. Let me see here. Get my tech thing here going. Okay. So this workshop is for the holistic minded woman dealing with chronic emotional, mental, or physical symptoms who wants to just feel better. She just wants to feel like normal, like a normal human being, right? So they can just live their life and it not all be revolving around how they're feeling all the time. Now, listen, this is what I mean by holistic minded woman. I am in no way on planet Earth ever anti doctor. Right? People can have their doctors, doctors have a place and time and they can save lives. But holistic also meaning that it's a woman that understands that it's so much more than that. We're all connected. Our mind, our body, it's all connected. And so we approach our health from this like whole view instead of just like, oh, okay, you have a kidney problem, take a kidney pill. That's very not holistic. Okay, let me go to the next one. She wants to stop worrying, Google guessing. Put in the chat me, if you have been Google guessing your symptoms ever and thought you were dying immediately. Anyone ever done that? Been Google guessing their symptoms and then they're like work themselves into like, oh my goodness. What about thinking constantly about health, the symptoms, trying the next cure, only to be disappointed again? This workshop is for anyone who wants off the hamster wheel of fear, inflammation, pain, and even just receiving new labels, right? Just like, oh yeah, Megan says, yeah, me, yeah, me, yeah, I'm like the master of Google guessing. But well, I used to be at least. All right, let me just let this. Perfect. Okay. This workshop is for the woman that wants to start believing in her body's ability to heal again and that living a healthy life without pain and fear is possible for her. So, a lot of my clients that I work with, they're like on the verge of hopeless. I'm just going to be honest with you. They're on the verge of it. They're willing to invest with me because there's still something in them that's saying, oh, maybe I could feel better though, but they're getting close to hopeless. I want you to drop in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is totally hopeless and 1 is not hopeless at all. Where are you at today? believing in your body's ability to heal, and that you could really live a life without fear and pain, at least most of the time, right? If you stub your toe, I'm sorry, you're still going to feel pain. It's always going to be pain somewhat, right? So drop that in the chat so we can just kind of see who we're talking to. Yep. So we got some fives. Thank you so much for your honesty. We got five, we got a 4, we got a 2. And I'll tell you, Marcia is a 2 now because she's learned some stuff over this past year. I bet that's moved her from hopeless to hopeful, right? Megan, we got a 7. Sue, she's also been working on this for a long time. So she's a total believer now because she's done it. She's seen it happen and she's seen the changes. Okay. She wants to make plans to go out with friends and have a great time and know she isn't going to have to cancel last minute because she isn't feeling good again. This is such a huge motivator for so many people, right? Put me in the chat if this has ever happened to you. Like, you're like, yeah, I can go next Sunday, but already in the back of your mind, you're like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not going to feel good. And you're always just kind of wondering, right? All right. She wants to make her own money. I've had a lot of clients, she wants to make her own money. Maybe she even wants to start her own business, but she doesn't have the energy to do it all. I have so many clients that have got to this point where they're feeling good enough now they can start that business. Or maybe they already have a business, but they can take their business to the next level because they finally feel good. So they have energy and time and resources to put towards something outside of just their own health. So this is huge. All right, this isn't for you. This is not the workshop for you if you don't like learning life-changing, perception-changing, door-opening tools. Okay? If you don't like having a new perception, if you just like to look at life like the same way you've always looked at it, and you just want to go through the doors that you're comfortable going through, and I mean, you should definitely stay for the whole workshop, but it might not be for you, and that's okay. Also at the end, we are going to follow this up and I'm going to let you know what it looks like to work with me either privately or in my group coaching program. And I'm again super grateful that you're here. If you don't know me personally, I am Melissa, and that is me sitting at the base of a tree here in Nicaragua. So I'm from California, but I've been in Nicaragua for almost 19 years now. So actually, my friend took this picture and she hopped on here. So hello, Yvonne. Thank you for this lovely picture. All right. So why do you care who I am? This is how I got here. I have been in the wellness field for 23 years, and that doesn't seem possible because I'm only 29. That joke never gets old. Okay, that's me in the left-hand corner in like one of my back when my mom and I owned a gym. So we started in the wellness field. We owned a gym. We worked with thousands of women over the years, weight loss, exercise, mindset. I've got to work for a big wellness company. I've got to travel all over the world helping other gym owners serve their customers powerfully. Later, I ended up starting an online coaching business called the Fit Bus. So some of you might remember me from back then. I was all about lifestyle. I was just all about lifestyle, right? Like it's your lifestyle. Everything's your lifestyle. You just got to eat healthy. You just got to move your body and drink some water and be positive. But guess what started happening? I was like, wait, there are some things happening here. It's not adding up. And I was starting to get frustrated because it really started when I was about 22. I knew this couple and they were like the epitome of lifestyle. Like, you know, the people you meet and you're just like, are you real? Like their bodies were unreal, their habits were unreal, and they both got cancer. And that just set me off on this, like, what the heck? Like, right, they hadn't had refined sugar in like 20 years, this couple. So I'm like, so this got me into researching and researching and researching. And I finally found a piece of the puzzle that I think has totally changed the way that I see the human body and how I coach people as well. So, one of my favorite questions, and if we get to work together, I will ask you this all the time. Why would your body do that? Why would your body do that? Why would your body do that? Right? So that's enough about me. I have a degree in nutrition, health, physical fitness, and a whole bunch of certifications and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, the most important thing I have is these 23 years working with beautiful women just like you who just want to feel better. But they really want to feel better, not just for now. They don't want to just like get off the detox. They feel better. And like 2 weeks later, they feel the same as they did before the detox, right? You with me? Okay, drop in the chat if you're with me. Let me just see. I just want to make sure I haven't lost anyone. I have to kind of talk fast. We got to get through this. All right, you with me? I'm with you. Kai's with me. Sue is with me. Yes, Megan is with me. Marsha's with me. This is so nice. Thank you for the encouragement. I really appreciate it. Okay. This is how the inner circle was born. And this is what the inner circle is. This is the solution I created so that my clients can learn why their body does what it does. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit. It's going to freak you out at first to learn that your body's doing stuff on purpose. And it's like, what in the world? Why would it do that? But once you wrap your head around this, what's going to happen is you're going to start to build faith and trust in your body, and you're going to be able to better communicate with your mind and body. Okay. We're always talking about communication, external communication, but how good is your internal communication, right? The inner circle also teaches real tools, real tools that you can use, you can learn, you can use for a lifetime to support your health without, again, expensive detoxes. I don't sell any product. I don't mind other people who sell product. I think there's some wonderful companies out there, but I don't think that's the root cause. No crazy diets. Yes, of course we need to move our body, but we don't need extreme exercise. That's not the root cause of any of our symptoms either, is the lack of extreme exercise and a bunch of other filler stuff that we've all bought, and it really didn't move the needle. Right? The inner circle doesn't give you tools like that. We use tools that are actually going to get you to where you want to go. Okay, the inner circle has allowed my clients to stop constantly Google guessing, then trying this, trying that. And they're finally feeling like, okay, I'm actually getting closer to where I want to be. The 6-month inner circle, it's a 6-month hybrid coaching. So I have a group only or group with the private coaching. And it'll give you the answers that you've been looking for. And once you have the answers, you'll actually know what the heck to do with your sweet, sweet body, right? Okay. I'm going to break some pretty amazing stuff down together with you today. So let's just do this. Let's be these people. Let's embody these cutie pies in this picture. If you feel comfortable, just reach up and let's just make sure we got some energy in our body because we're sitting and sitting is all stagnant. All right, girls, if we work together, I'll be always having you shake out because it's just so good for us. Okay. I'm going to share with you 4 misconceptions that you may or may not have. You may already know this stuff. And if you do, I am so excited for you and for me because knowing this stuff is such a gift. This might be new though. And if it's new, awesome. Open your mind, receive it. If you like it, keep it. If you resonate with it, keep it. If you don't, great. It's just 60 minutes of your time. Okay, misconception number 1. Your body is just randomly doing crazy stuff and it's broken. Just take a minute. Just feel in your body. Like, take a minute, look down at your body, at all its amazingness, and just ask yourself, would a body just randomly do crazy stuff? It feels like it's doing random crazy stuff. I'm not saying it doesn't feel like that, but the question is, would it do just random crazy stuff? Is it just broken and wild and kind of just trying to ruin our life. That is what it feels like. All right, the problem when we believe this, when we have this misconception, is this: there's no curiosity. If I just think, hey, my body's broken, it does wild, crazy things, then I'm not going to get curious about it because it's broken. Well, why would I get curious about something that's broken? I already have the answer. It's broken. So I'm not going to try to understand it. And if there was a conflict that was causing my body to adapt, I will never resolve that conflict because I was not curious or trying to understand it because I just thought it was broken. All right. Well, let me stay here first. I want you to put one, if this is a misconception that you've struggled with, like feeling this, or two, if you like know this isn't true. Put one if it's something you've struggled with, like thinking that maybe I just got a bad body. Or two, if it's like something that it can't be true. Either way, we're winning. So just kind of reach inside and just see like, what are you feeling? I got some smiles, a thumbs up. Uh, we got two. So we got some people who are like, yeah, yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So of course, I'm not here to like give you problems. I'm here to give you tools, right? I want you to leave our workshop today and feel like, okay, I have some stuff to work with. And when my screen changes, you will see the solution. Okay. Okay. Leaning in. When it feels like, because it's not a fact, but it does feel like this. When it feels like your body is just randomly doing crazy stuff, because it does feel that way. Here are some tools for you. And you can take a screenshot. So if you have your phone, take a picture of these. Practice these. These will change your life. I'm not even kidding. What if you gave your body the benefit of the doubt? Starting there, and you just said, okay, body, you've kept me alive so far. Maybe it's been rough for you, and I apologize, right? But just give your body the benefit of the doubt. Start trying to understand the biology of your body. Biologically, what are those cells trying to do for you? Then get curious about your life, your actual life, not just your body, your life. Look for conflicts that you may currently be living and look to resolve them. All right. Now, obviously, this is all stuff we work together in my coaching program. So I know I'm like way oversimplifying this, but I'm just telling you with this information, you can already make strides in your health, just you on your own. Obviously, with coaching, it's a lot easier, but this is a great place to start. All right. Misconception number two, because what's it? What we got? Okay. All right. The habits you have. So let's say everything's a habit. Let's call every single thing in your body a habit. Everything's just a habit. If your neck goes out all the time, if your back goes out all the time, if you get warts, if you get skin rashes, let's call it a habit. Habits also include beliefs that you have, things that we think are facts, but they're not really facts, they're just beliefs. Phobias we might have, triggers, certain personality traits, any chronic physical, emotional symptom. If you think this is just genetics or something like, well, it's, I'm getting older now. If any of you have been working with me a while, I had this client, she was 29 years old. I swear to every single one of you, she told me, and I quote, well, I'm 29 now. And I was like, oh, dear Lord, please help this one, right? That's what she thought. She thought, she's 29 now, so she's going to be falling apart. And, was she raised around someone that thought that? Probably. Okay. If you believe that things are just what they are and you can't change them, is this a problem? Is this a problem for healing? Absolutely, because if it is what it is and it's a life sentence, then you're not going to change anything. You will only go to seek management of the symptoms, but you will never get curious as to the root of the symptoms in the first place. True story. So my dad has had kidney stones. I don't know. I'm saying 8 times over the past 35 years. So I went with him to his last doctor's appointment, and it was a new urologist. And the urologist said to him, "Hey, Dave, how about after we do this next procedure, we spend a little time and see why your body's making these kidney stones?" I about fell off the chair. My dad said in 35 years with excruciating pain, this is the first doctor that even remotely suggested that there was perhaps a reason his body might be making kidney stones. And what if he could help his body stop that habit? It was super exciting. I was like, gold star for this doctor. Anyways, most doctors aren't going to do that, right? They're going to help you. They're going to help you manage, but they're not usually root cause doctors unless you have an awesome doctor and give us his number. Okay. You're completely disempowered. If you believe this is how it is, I can't change it. It's because I inherited it. It's because I'm older now. Well, then you're disempowered. Let's raise our hand. Let's get some exercise. You like to be disempowered? Raise your hand if you like to be disempowered. How is that helpful for anyone? Right? Okay, so the solution. Again, when it feels like, because it does feel like this, right? This is just how it is. My whole family's had this. Everyone I talk to who's this age says this is how they feel. When it feels like you can't do anything about it, here's some more tools for you. Some of them are going to be the same tools, though, because you only need so many tools. You don't need 1,000 tools. You just need 10 awesome tools. The first thing you're always going to do is give your body what? Say it out loud to yourself. Give my body the benefit of the doubt. Do you girls like when someone gives you the benefit of the doubt? You like that? Yeah, our body likes it too. Again, start to learn about the biology of your body. Okay, so let's say you have some gallbladder symptoms. It's funny when people Google, let's say you're having gallbladder problems. They're going to Google gallbladder symptoms. They don't take the time to learn about, oh, okay, what's a gallbladder do? And so why would a gallbladder be doing this? Right? This is where we want to go, right? Is try to understand the gallbladder and be like, hey, I know my gallbladder didn't wake up yesterday and say, hey, let's make some stones. It doesn't do that. Right? So it's like, okay, well, let's learn what a gallbladder does, what its biological function is, what the cells have been designed to do. And then we can get curious, right? Okay, now when did this first start? Then we're able to take some time, do some work, do some investigating in our life and see, hey, what was going on in my life at that time? What changed in my life? What surprised me at that time in my life? What hurt in that time of my life? What pain was I in during that time in my life? What stress was I in? And next thing you know, you'd be like, oh, that's crazy. When this started, this other thing was happening. Huh. Well, biologically, what would that have to do with my gallbladder? Obviously, in our coaching program, this is the kind of stuff we work on, but this is also stuff you can do on your own. This is stuff that you can do on your own and you can use. Okay. All right. Let's just make sure we're still here. I know these workshops. You girls want to stand up for just a second? Why don't we just stand up for a second? If you're okay with standing up for a second, let's just stand up because I think that if we sit too long, I lose us. I lose me. I lose you. Okay. This used to be my misconception. Well, all of them have been my misconception. I'm the one who wrote this workshop because they're mine. I just thought if I would just eat more kale or do more cardio, I would feel better. Right? And then Just tell me, have you not ever seen like a reel or a YouTube video? And I mean, they have you convinced. If you did celery juice, people, let me tell you, if you do celery juice every day for the next 37 days, like it's all like you're fixed. And you watch these videos and you're super, super jazzed. What's the problem? You keep buying into this like next shiny, the detox, the diet, the exercise plan, the supplement. And yes, of course, you're going to feel better, right? You probably lifted a little bit of a toxic load off of your body. There's probably a lot of factors. But then what happens when you stop or when you can no longer sustain that? Because a lot of these detoxes and diets is not a long-term plan that you can keep up. Usually you just go back to feeling how you felt before. But worse, because now you're even less trusting of your body. You have less money in your bank account, and now you're freaked out. You're freaked out about food. You're freaked out about that you're not doing enough, that you're doing. I mean, I can't tell you how many clients I get, and they're like so afraid of food. They're so afraid of food. And that is so sad, right? Fear creates stress in our body, and we already know stress is one of the root causes of all illness. So, all right, what's the solution? When it feels like, or you have watched a YouTube video, you have fallen into, oh man, my parents, when I was visiting California last month, they were watching some infomercial. It was like 2 hours long and it was about a kidney supplement, right? And this was it was long, and my mom watched the whole 2 hours. Then my dad watched the whole 2 hours. I said, you guys know, like, I mean, I want to sell something too. I get it. But I mean, like, my parents bought like the whole case of it, right? I can promise you that that supplement, although it may be really great for my dad, it is not the root reason that he is missing the supplement, and that is why his body's creating kidney stones. That is not the root reason he is creating kidney stones. All right, so when it feels like we need more cardio or kale, see that first one? Tool 3, take a picture, get a screenshot. Again, give your body the benefit of the doubt. Always, above all, believe in your body. Send messages to your body like, hey, I believe in your wisdom. I believe I was amazingly made. And then eat and drink in a way that makes sense, that resonates with you, that you're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Energetically, you know what makes sense. Energetically, like if you tell me to just eat like steak 3 meals a day, that does not resonate with me. Energetically, my body's like, no, that's wrong. Again, if you're thinking kale or cardio is a solution to your symptom, get curious again. Okay, well, what do I think, more kale's gonna do for me? All right. When did I start feeling like my hair was falling out? When did this first start happening? Is it because I'm not eating enough kale, my hair is falling out? No. People for thousands of years never ate kale. They were fine, right? Millions of people have never had celery juice. They're fine. This is not the root cause. Yes, it can help facilitate maybe a healthier environment. It's not the root cause. So get curious. Why is my body doing this? Look for internal or external events that happened around the same time, and you may not have even been paying attention. So look at that last one. It says, bring your conscious awareness to it. So a ton of stuff happens and it's below our conscious awareness, right? Like we're not even aware that it impacted us until later, and we look back and we think, oh, I do remember when that happened. This just happened to me. I just had it. So I have a coaching program. I also have a coach because I believe all energy workers need an energy worker. Okay. So my coach was working with me, and she asked me a question, and I was talking about that I was having like a breathing symptom that I like to, find the why to. And then I was telling her the story, and literally in the story I said this, Oh, and then I thought, and she's like, stop, what did you just do? And I was like, oh my God, that was the moment. That was the moment that I was shocked. I did this inhale and I mean, this is a year later. I'm still doing the same breathing habit. Anyways, the point is this. I didn't really realize that was the moment in time when my breathing habits totally changed. But when I was telling the story, now that I brought my conscious awareness to it, I was like, oh, I that was my lungs. They got all up in that story with me. Yeah. All right. One more misconception, and then we're going to go to our next piece. If I love this one, I love this one. If I don't know how to consciously do something, or if my doctor says, oh, this is, once you have this, it's just, you just have to do maintenance and try not to let it get worse. Or if society in general says, you know, once you have it, you have it, or once you get one wart, you're going to get more warts or whatever. So many people think if you consciously don't know how to fix it, that then your body must not know how to do it either. So I want you to think about this one. Okay, the problem with this misconception. You won't explore root cause because even if you found the root to the symptom, you don't believe that your body knows how to heal it anyways. Because you don't know how to heal it. It's like, oh, I have extra, some people like to call it tumor. I like to call it extracellular growth. I don't know how to break down extra cell growth in my conscious mind, right? Okay. I love these tools that are coming up. So when it feels like, because remember, it's not true, but it feels true, or someone says, you can't fix this, you don't know how to fix this, doctors don't know how to fix this. So I guess my body doesn't know how to fix it either. When you're feeling like that, get a screenshot of these tools. This is where your subconscious comes in. And this is the work that I have dedicated my life to over the past few years is the subconscious, because the part of our brain that thinks it's the smartest actually is doing the least amount of work for our bodies every day, right? So any of you, I think a lot of you, even the ones that I don't know personally, you're probably already into this stuff. You've probably learned a lot of this stuff already. But think about this. Your subconscious, it's calling the shots, and it knows exactly how to do pretty much everything and that we don't know how to do. For example, you get a scratch. How would you consciously fix a scratch? Like, do you know how to fix a scratch? Like, oh, I cut my arm. I will now tell the nervous system to send out the signals to the, see, I don't know how to fix a scratch, but you know who knows how to fix a scratch? This guy right here, the subconscious, right? A burn. Okay, you get stitches. Okay, the doctor stitches it together, but who told the skin how to heal itself and now mend and become one again? Do you know how to make skin mend and become one again? I don't, right? A broken bone, food poisoning, bruises, after surgery recovery. Look, a doctor, let's say you were having extracellular growth in an area of your body that was precarious and you needed a surgery, right? The doctor is going to take out that extra cell growth. Yay. But who has to heal you up? You do. Guess who knows how to do that? Your subconscious knows how to do that. Every single cell in your body knows its job. It has a function. Your liver cells do liver jobs, and your kidney cells do kidney jobs. And I'm not going to keep going. We could be here all day, but this is the point. Your cells know their main job. Your cells also know how to do alternative jobs. And they also know how to go back to their original job. If you don't believe me, look at your skin organ. That is the easiest example to give because it's the one we can see on the outside. But just like skin organs know what to do when they get a cut, so do internal organs. Yes, there are some exceptions. I always have someone. Yes, if you were in a car accident, your leg gets chopped off. I'm not saying that like your leg knows how to completely regrow itself, although, you know, things in the future, who knows? Who knows? All right, girls. So let me just check in with you. My group coaching program, the Inner Circle, is going to blow your socks off, help you clear up so many misconceptions that are keeping you powerless and stuck. Here's another screenshot for you before we move on from the misconceptions. Just because you don't know how to do something doesn't mean your body doesn't know how to do it. I can't tell you how much that has changed my entire life. And now I'm just like all the time, I'm like, I don't know how to walk. Like I literally walk. I do walk, but I don't know how I'm walking. But my body knows how to put it all together, right? I can pick food and shovel it in my mouth, but even the chewing, I don't really know how to make my jaw go up and down and like the perfect measurement so that I don't hit my teeth together. And that is all your subconscious running all of those functions. Okay, your subconscious runs the show. Do you see that line there? It says your subconscious runs the show. You best learn to talk to it. Ooh, this is a big part of our coaching program. You're going to learn to talk to your subconscious because it's the one doing the most of the stuff. Okay, everything has a root. People are going to fight me on this, but I'm not kidding. Everything has a root. It's not just inherited. And if you're into like epigenetics at all, you'll know more about this. Okay. Your body isn't broken. If your body was broken, we'd already be dead, girls. Like if we were truly, truly broken, I'm not saying that, we didn't get in an accident or have some sort of thing that happened in our life that could have made a huge impact. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is believing our body is just broken is super disempowering. So we might as well think, hey, there's always something I could do about everything. Okay. Who knows that number? Your body has roughly 30,000 million billion trillion 30 trillion cells. That's a lot of cells. They know what they're doing. They know what jobs they're doing. Emotions, beliefs, internal and external events are having way more of an impact on your health than kale, cardio, or celery juice. Emotions, beliefs, and internal and external events. They're affecting your health more than you could ever imagine. I still obviously take care of my health because I believe health, like the food choices that I make, is a reflection of how I feel about myself. But I'm not scared about like refined sugars anymore. I used to be petrified. I'm like, ah, gonna get cancer if I eat some sugar. And this is how I used to live. I don't live that way anymore. I'm actually more worried about me being worried about sugar than I am about sugar. You can feel better no matter what you've been told. Those are some truths for you. All right. The inner circle is going to teach you all about the 6 root causes of all symptoms and most importantly, what to do about them. Those are my mom's feet and my mom's feet. I hope feet don't gross you out. I just remembered I had a friend. She was like, didn't like feet. Okay, I'm going to hop off here, see who's still here. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Megan. Hi, Guy. Hi, other girls that may or may not be here, Sue. Okay, how we doing? Thumbs up? Thumbs down? Okay. Cool. I just want to make sure we're about to go into the six root causes. We're going to do it super brief. Obviously, we're going to be here about an hour, so we have about 15 more minutes. I'm going to take questions at the end. So if it goes over an hour and you want to stay for question time, that's awesome too. Otherwise, I respect your time. So we'll get through this next part. Okay. Six root causes of all symptoms. Here they are. Take a screenshot, take a picture. Okay, your organs have a biological function. It's like I just said, they know how to do their main job. They also know how to do alternative jobs, and then they can return to their main job. Sometimes they're doing their alternative jobs, and that causes symptoms. Okay. This is in the group coaching program, we go through one root cause each month. So that's what our group coaching sessions go around, is that root cause. Okay, stress factors. Does everybody on planet Earth know that stress can cause symptoms? Everybody knows that. The crazy thing is, though, they're under all this stress and then they start having heart problems, which I would call heart adaptations, because the heart is actually trying to help you with the stress. And they go to the doctor like, oh my God, my heart is like messing up. It's like, no, your heart is responding to the stress. That is the root cause. Okay, lifestyle. Again, I know I just said this, but lifestyle becomes a reflection of your entire being. And anyone who's been on like a health journey for a long time can attest to this. When you feel like in life you're in a balanced place, your lifestyle is going to reflect that. When you feel like in life there's emotional distress, stress, distress, mental distress, you'll start to notice your lifestyle habits just immediately reflect that, right? You start eating crummy, you don't want to exercise anymore, right? Okay, beliefs. Beliefs are one of the six root causes of all symptoms. Beliefs are so fun. I love spotting beliefs, helping people spot their beliefs, and then helping them come to their own conclusion, whether that's really a fact or not, or if it's just a belief that their 5-year-old self made. Which, by the way, guess when most of us made most of our beliefs? We were little kids, right? And it's like crazy, but when you do this work, you're just like, I just had a session the other day. It was so fun. It was like so awesome. She's a corporate person. She has some things that's happening at work, and she's like, hey, I don't want to feel this way at work. And it was like, oh, we found it. Root cause, kindergarten. Was that surprising? Nope. A mortifying thing happened to her in kindergarten. It was mortifying. The word mortifying in itself, would that leave a mark? Yeah. Yeah. Something that you believe when you were in kindergarten is mortifying will leave a mark until you bring your conscious awareness to it. And then you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I can disconnect that now. Okay, social environment also can cause symptoms and emotions, obviously. And I promised that I was going to talk about emotions. The last little part of the workshop today is about emotions. So let's hop into it. As promised, feelings need to be felt. Raise your hand if you've heard that, like you've got to feel the feels. Is that so irritating? We're like, what does that mean? I'm like, I know. I don't know who invented that, but all right. Who likes uncomfortable emotions? Yeah. No. Okay, let's drop in the chat. Let's just use our little chatty fingers. What is an uncomfortable emotion for you? Like when you think, oh, an uncomfortable emotion, which one comes up for you? Like what's one that you're like totally not comfortable with? Let's see. They're coming in. They're coming in. Anxiety. Yes. Fear around the future. Anger. Yeah, that's an uncomfortable one, especially when other people are angry, but sometimes when we're angry too. Fear. Yeah, all eyes on me, like feeling self-conscious, maybe insecure, embarrassed. Fear. Okay, I feel like there's one more chatty finger. I can feel there's one more person that's going to drop an uncomfortable emotion in here. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Okay. So, what are we going to do about it? This chat down. What is the habit? So we're feeling fear, we're feeling angry, we're feeling insecure, we're feeling embarrassed, we're feeling sad. Okay, these for a lot of people, they feel very uncomfortable. The feeling, the sensation in their bodies feel very uncomfortable. So what is people's habit with these feelings? I love my little slideshow is so speedy today. Okay, avoidance. Think about it. Where you're like, ew, I don't want to feel that feeling. So what do? Right? A lot of people, they're like, I need a drink. That is called avoidance because, hey, I'm feeling a lot of fear, but then I get an alter and brain what's the word? Alterating drug. And now all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling fear. I feel fine. Right? Or I get a snack. How many people avoid feeling feelings? They just get a snack. They're like, oh, I know what will make this uncomfortable sensation in my body go away. I will have a snack. Or they watch a movie. Or even some people use exercise as avoidance, right? They'll get on the treadmill and they'll do 45 minutes and they run it out and they feel so much better afterwards. But what they did the exercise for was to avoid the uncomfortable feeling. Okay, this is a problem. I'm sorry to tell you, this is a problem. I have so many problems today. Why is this a problem? What's wrong with that? Because a lot of people say emotions, the original word is like energy in motion. So there's an energetic charge in your body. Okay, so what? You can't make energy go away pretending it's not there or pushing it away. It's energy. You can't just say, oh, I don't like you. You don't feel good. I will just pretend I do not feel you. I will push you away, push you down, and I will stay busy. How many people do you know that are just like, I have to stay busy all the time because I can't bear to feel. That's because their body's charged up with all of this energy that they keep trying to pretend isn't there by staying busy. Okay. Research is now indicating that whenever we cannot or will not feel a negative, or what I like to call an uncomfortable emotion, it does impact our well-being. Why would that impact our well-being when we deny this energy from being felt? It's thinking about it, girls. It's thinking about it. I think it skipped a screen though. Yes. All right. So I want you to picture, we got two cell phones here. We got cell phone one, it's charged up. We got cell phone two, no charge. So think about emotions as being little pockets of charged up energy. Well, energy is usually charged up, but let's just call it that. Once we've felt an emotion, guess what we've done? Yeah, we've discharged that energy. So let me see here how we can break this down. So have that image in your head. If we're not able to fully experience and resolve an emotion in the present moment, then our unconscious mind, so that higher intelligence, the part of our body that does stuff we don't know how to do, We'll place this unresolved emotion into like a small bag and store it in our body or in our organ tissue. Okay, so picture like that cell phone, it's still got a charge. So it's got to store that charge somewhere and it gets stored in our organ tissue. I'm not saying it's a literal small bag, but it's a good way to visualize it. Some people have suggested they have suitcases and other things. It's not actually a bag. Okay. But wait, there's more. Over time, this unresolved energy will surface and be presented for resolution again and again. Often we're surprised, we're shocked. We wonder, why is this emotion popping up again? It was so long ago. What's wrong with me? Go away. And as you can imagine, it takes a lot of energy to hold that unresolved, that charged energy in our body. Who knows here any angry people? Raise your hand if you know any angry people. Literally, the words I used to say is like, it's like they're charged up all the time. So thinking about this, right? Unresolved emotions, unprocessed, unfelt emotions from the past is now just energetically just coming up in their body all the time. And they're just ready to resolve this anger once and for all. But because they don't have the tools, they don't know how. So it just keeps showing up in very unhealthy and unhelpful ways. The stronger and more intense we feel this unresolved emotion, or the emotional hurt, the stronger the organ, mind, brain symptoms will be. So if it's something little, it will show up in your body, but maybe not as severe. If it's something more intense, right? A lot of my clients have autoimmune. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff that their little sweet, sweet bodies have been holding on to for a long time, a lot of charged energy. And it's just been shoved down and not on purpose, no fault to them. But there's these symptoms now in their body because of these unresolved, unprocessed emotion. Okay, so the miracle of self-healing happens naturally when we finally experience the unresolved emotion at the same time stay conscious in the present moment, like in our private sessions that we do in my program. So the emotion flows through our body, it's finally released and no longer causes us problems. So remember, the process of repressing emotions can be deeply unconscious, bypassing our conscious mind. So we're not doing this on purpose. Do you have any unprocessed, unresolved, still charged up emotions buried, hidden, pushed down in your organ tissue? I say, are you a human living on planet Earth? Absolutely. I do too. I still do. I've been doing this for years. Of course we do. Okay, want a tool. So get your screenshot ready, get your screenshot or your phone out. Let's keep this super simple. There's three key elements of an emotion. There's the story, your perception of what either happened externally or internally. There's an actual physical response to the story, right? That would be different to everyone because our perception on events, internal and external, is different to each person. One person can think something is hilarious. I remember going to a slumber party when I was a little girl. We thought this game was hilarious. We were dying laughing, and this little girl burst into tears. I'll never forget it. And I remember thinking, wow, like what we were perceiving as totally so fun, she had a totally different experience, right? She had a totally different physical response, and then she had a totally different emotion, right? So we've got all these elements. Every time we feel something, this is happening all day, every day, in little ways, in big ways. So an easy way to test to see if you have these like charged up emotions still in your body is to go back to an experience, talk about it with someone, right? If you don't feel angry, you can remember you felt angry, but you don't feel angry, then you know you're the cell phone that has finally discharged that emotion, right? If you're telling this story and it happened, 26 years ago, and you still feel that lump in your throat, what do you know? You know, like, hey, I still got the charge. The energy is still charged up in my body. That's okay. I'm learning tools to let this go. Okay, so how do you do this? You feel the feel. So let's just go back to this really quick, this screenshot. I know we're finishing up. If anyone has to go, I'll get you the replay and you can listen to any nuggets that I share after this hour point. But when people tell me, I do feel the feels, guess out of these three elements what they're actually going over and over and over. And this is why it's not working for them. They're going over and over and over the story. And I will tell you this right now, the story recharges the phone. Okay? The story recharges the phone. And the goal is to discharge the energy, is to let our body know, hey, that energy, we don't need that anymore. You can transform that into something else. When people say, I'm feeling the feelings, what they mean is they're sitting down in a chair somewhere and they are rehearsing that story backwards and forwards and trying to understand why it's like, no, that is not how we feel the feelings. If you're not stuck in the story, a lot of people get stuck in the emotion. So they're like this. I'm so sad. Have you talked to someone? They're like sad all the time. And you're like, what's going on? They're like, I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. They're stuck in the emotion. But then guess what the brain does? It keeps saying, but why are you sad? And then guess what they get looped back into? The story. So now they're in a story emotional loop. They're just going between feeling sad and then getting sucked right back into, but why do you feel sad? Oh, the story. And then the story validates, and then they just stay in this loop. Okay, but what's the one we're leaving out? And this is the tool, this is the trick, this is the secret. It's the physical response in your body that needs attention, right? So let's say we're sad. We don't really need to revisit the story. Do we know why we're sad? I mean, usually when I'm sad, I got it. I got the story. I'm clear, right? We sit down, we say, yeah, I'm feeling sad. What does sad feel like in my physical body? Okay. Where is this energy in my physical body? This charge of energy, this charge, I'm calling it sadness because it feels like sadness. Oh, where do we usually feel that? Chest, throat, right? It's like, okay, what does that feel like in my chest? Oh, I feel like my chest is constricted. Yeah, I can feel that constriction in my chest. Oh, I feel a lump in my throat. Yes, I can feel that lump in my throat. And you stay in the physical sensation until guess what happens? See that cell phone on the right-hand side? The energy is felt, the energy is discharged, resolved. Okay. Once we let go of the unresolved emotion or that charged up energy, we're able to still remember the story, but now we aren't energetically connected to it, right? And you girls have already done this just naturally at some point in your life. You're actually able to tell a story. You're not numb. You perfectly remember how you felt, but you're free of the energy from that story now. Okay. So real quick, has this been valuable for you? Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. Half down. Give me an honest thumbs because then I'm going to change the workshop for next month, right? So it's actually valuable for you. Okay. It's 2:03 my time. Like I said, if any of you have to hop off, I understand because this is going to be an hour, but I'm a chatterbox. I get revved up about this stuff. Hey, this is Sue here. Sue Howe's experience with chemical sensitivity and root work. 30 years, chemical sensitive. Well, you know what, Sue, why don't you just tell us in 1 minute? Can you say this in 1 minute?
I can. So, what I've always recognized as chemical sensitivity, any strong fragrances, depending on the fragrance, would um, have different symptoms. Sometimes I'd be in bed for 3 days. Sometimes it'd be a bad headache. Sometimes just various things like that. and it can be debilitating. And so with my sessions with Melissa, I was able to get to why that was mind blowing, what it was connected to, and now I no longer have that issue. There may be a strong fragrance, and it may be like anybody, right? Oh man, that smells. But I don't have the symptoms anymore. I can be next to a perfume counter. I don't put on perfume, but I can be next to a perfume counter. Doesn't bother me anymore. Sometimes I don't even notice it's there. It is mind blowing, and I'm not kidding you. This has been life changing. This one thing alone.
Yeah. We don't have time to go into other Sue's stuff, but Sue's got a list for you, girls. If you have any questions about this program, you can reach out to Sue. She gave permission. Um, Here is another client saying that her food choices, her relationship with herself, her alignment, but she said the biggest shift for her is learning that there's nothing wrong with her body and that she can trust her body because her body knows exactly what to do. This is a person with many autoimmune diseases, right? Actual gone to the doctor. She's been diagnosed with this, but imagine starting to believe in your body again. All right, then we've got, I've learned so much from Melissa. She's learned to reframe past negative experience into positive. And let me move us from this and no longer feel stuck in these previous stories. Anyone feels stuck in one of their stories and they've like tried to, they don't want to be there. If you're here, it's because you don't want to be stuck. I've learned to cherish my health and body, make changes in the little things that, when combined, have made a huge impact on my mental and physical health going forward. This is interesting, and I'm going to just agree with this. Yes, you can do this stuff on your own, but she says, I've learned that you can't make these changes on your own, that you need a support group, a network to stay on track and to implement the changes. Thanks to everyone. And I'm going to say this too. Yes, I have a coaching business, so I do want people to sign up. I can personally say I have these tools, and when I try to do them on myself, it's hit or miss. But when my coach does them with me, it's like every time I have a breakthrough. Because when you have someone that cares about you and saves space for you, and also forces you to sit down and do this for yourself, because that's the other thing, right? I pay my coach to sit there with me for 90 minutes and force my butt to stay there and stay focused and not go do some laundry. Who was with me, right? Because when I try to do it on my own, I'm like, okay, come, Melissa, let's use these tools. And the next thing I know, I'm folding something. Like, when did I do that? Okay, anyways, so I agree what this client says. We do need support, especially if any of you are dealing with anything close to childhood trauma. I don't think you should do these things on your own, honestly. I really appreciate the one-on-one sessions to get to the root of issues. Understanding and showing myself compassion in areas that have conflict has made me feel lighter, happier, safe, loved. I do feel that the work we do with our bodies is the missing piece that I have needed to really succeed in making positive changes. This is a client who's done many other coaching programs, so I felt really happy when she said she felt like this was her missing piece. So I I agree too. Okay, this is me. This is my friend Yvonne who's on here. She also took this picture of me. Thank you, Yvonne. This is a life-changing journey that I will personally make sure you actually do. We are both invested. I am so proud of this group right now. In June, we're finishing up the 6th month. And I am so happy to say that every single one of them are still here. Listen, girls, I have done a coaching program that costs $10,000. I have done a coaching program that costs $5,000. And I can tell you that these people that I have given, okay, by the way, $10,000 for me, I put that on a no interest credit card, and that was the biggest purchase I'd ever made after a house, ever. When I fell behind, do you think this coach reached out to me? When I went MIA, you think this coach reached out to me? No. Bless him. Right? He didn't read. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, wow, like I just gave $10,000. That's a chunk of change. Like, anyways, that's not how this group is. right? I am just as much invested. I want you to feel better. I want you to believe in your body, and I believe in your body. Okay, so this is a 6 month investment. The group only coaching starts at $14.97 for the entire 6 months. You can do that in installment payments or all at once. Then I have hybrid coaching. It starts at $24.97. So that includes the group coaching, which is 4 sessions a month, plus private root and release sessions. So if you have anything personal, deep, anything that's very important to you to keep safe and to keep in the circle of trust, then you're going to want to definitely do the the private coaching sessions as well. I also work with a frequency machine that I incorporate and so much more. This is what the group coaching sessions are like. They're every Monday. They're at 1 p.m. Pacific. Of course, there's a replay. This is what I've studied, and this is what I incorporate in the sessions. The 5 biological laws from German New Medicine, quantum neurobiology. I have a degree in nutrition, health, physical fitness, the art and science of self-healing, energy psychology, lifestyle medicine, somatic healing, cognitive behavior coaching, laws of abundance, heart breathing, AFT, lymphatic, vagus, vagal nerve theory. That's what we're doing. All right. The private sessions, I love the group sessions, by the way. Let me go back to this. I've also done group coaching, and like people get together and it's like awkward and everyone is like sharing how their life is terrible. And this is not how these sessions are. Okay. These are workshops, they're interactive, but nobody is like sharing their deepest secrets and like that's not how it works, right? You're actually going to leave these workshops with tools for the week. Okay. And you also aren't going to have to come and say anything private at all. It's not how the group coaching is. Um, all right, private sessions. I call them root and release because first we spend time finding, okay, where is the root of this? Biologically, why would your body be doing this? When did it start doing this, right? And then once we know the root, then we can do actual release work around that. The root is usually found in your subconscious, right? So we're actually able to access your subconscious without hypnosis. I know a lot of people, they're not into hypnotherapy. I don't use hypnotherapy, but you'd be surprised at how easy it is to get information from your subconscious. It's a lot like when you see someone and you say, who does that remind me of? Guess where the answer is at? It's in your subconscious, right? And just the fact you're asking that question, it opens up your mind to start to communicate better. All right, so it really doesn't matter what you're dealing with. It's funny because my business coach is always saying you should like niche down. I'm like, I can't because it works with everything. And I still have that like where I just want everyone to feel better. So pretty much anything you have has a root. You can do something about it. When we do these sessions, we release unresolved emotional hurt, traumas. We all have them. They maybe you're like, yeah, but I wasn't abused. People tell me that all the time, but I wasn't abused. I'm like, I don't know what that means. If it meant something to your body, it meant something to your but you there's no rules when you're a little kid that says, oh, this can only affect you long term if it was, a war. It's not true, right? So any unresolved emotional hurt, trauma, again, we all have them. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Even the best parents on planet Earth, I say this all the time, even the best parents on planet Earth, right? At some point, their kid misunderstands them. Okay, we're able to reset and let go of stress triggers, identify hidden limiting beliefs, replace them with empowering beliefs, create real life and social improvements, increase your strength, vitality, life energy, embody the laws of abundance, stop living in, how are you doing? Oh, I'm getting by. It's like, oh man, that's so depressing. Right? I just like, I can't. I'm just like every time. Now, sometimes I'm only just getting by too, right? Because every day is different. But you know that people like every time you ask them and you just think, oh, that's not fun, right? We want to live a life of abundance now and on into eternity. All right. So This is where I open it up to you. I know I've gone overtime, so this is good because I didn't actually measure the time on this workshop. So now I know. So I do apologize. If you need to go, I totally understand. I will send you the replay, but I'd like to open it up to any questions that you might have. The new month starts the 3rd of June. So just so you know, so that's when this next 6 months starts is the 3rd of June. So, of course, this next week, the reason I'm getting people started now is because this next week is like a pre-week. So we'll be doing all the pre-work to get you going and not feel behind like once we're in our first group coaching call. So, all right, let me check the chats over here. Okay, so we got, okay, yes, thank you for anyone who was here and have to go. Mwah, I love you. Send me messages. How much is the private coaching? So I have the group, right? And then I have the hybrid, which is you get the group coaching plus you get private sessions. So I have the 24.97 is you get one private session a month, and then it's 34.97 and you get two private sessions a month, plus you get a weekly scan. So we're basically in touch the entire month with that plan. And then I have plans that have nothing to do with the group coaching, and we can message each other if that would be a better fit, because I know some people aren't into group at all, and that's okay too, right? Yeah. All right. How often do we meet? So the group coaching is once a week. It's every Monday. Anything I do extra, any bonuses I do, there might be some bonuses in there too, where we just get together on a random day because I have something that I want to share. But it's 4 Mondays a month that we get together in the group, and it's about an hour long. Who else? Yvonne, thank you so much for being here. Have a great afternoon. Who else? Yvonne, she's got a root and release coming up soon. Yeah. All right. Who else has a question? And you can come off mic if you want.
Can
Yeah,
you
go ahead,
tell
Kai.
us more about the frequencies and things like that that you were talking about?
Yeah. So basically, with every root and release session that we do, we start it with a biofrequency scan. So it uses scalar waves. So this is stuff that you can research, right? So it actually uses frequencies to optimize your body's frequencies, right? Because we're all like big vibrating balls of energy. I know it doesn't look like it, but that is what we are. Um, and then it also does an audio scan. So it actually listens to the tones of your voice, and then it gives you musical tones to listen to throughout the week to balance the emotions in your body. So when you speak, right, we know that there's people who analyze people's voices. Well, this is an actual frequency machine that analyzes your voice, compares it to the emotional tones, and then you get some music every week to really help your emotions out. This is something, obviously, I use it every day, but for my clients, depending on how frequently they do their private sessions, that's how often they get the new tones. So, yeah, go ahead, Kai.
And then how we have to buy anything outside of the program for your program?
Nope,
Okay.
nope. Yeah, go ahead. I know I always have the Puritan people telling me, you have to sign up and sell people. I'm like, no, I used to sell shakes many years ago. I don't want to ever do that again. I mean, people can buy shakes, right? I'm happy for them to buy shakes. I just don't want them to buy them for me. Okay, Sue, go ahead.
So Melissa has explained a lot of the biology and things, energy behind all of that. But from my perspective, just to, because I've been with her so long, what I will tell you in this program that she's doing, it's the first each week we talk about an aspect of that root cause, and then we do the work about it. And the private sessions, we get down to why, what the issue, whatever issue we're having, what that root cause is. And once we understand that, then we can get past that. And that is where the life change occurs. That is where we can overcome whatever it is that we're dealing with, and multiple things for some of us, or a lot of us. And that's really where the impact and the life change happens. So it sounds complicated, but it's fascinating. It really is. And I just wanted to share.
Thank you. So yeah, with Sue Girls, we worked on um phobias, we've worked on physical symptoms, we've worked on emotional symptoms, and it's just so neat how your body, it does want to resolve this stuff. It doesn't have words. And so we kind of like are able to give your body words for it. Because it has been speaking, but people are like, oh, listen to your body. It's like, well, I don't know what the heck it's saying. Um, I I have to tell this story really quick. You can go if you got to go, but I had a friend who was growing a wart here. A wart, a terrible wart. Who wants a wart on their eyelid? Nobody on planet Earth wanted a wart on their eyelid. Anyways, I was telling her about root work, and so I told her that I would do a complimentary session because like she had a wart growing on her eyelid. I'm just like, no, right? Anyway, she had already scheduled with the dermatologist to have it surgically removed. And they're like, well, we'll dig into your eyelid a little bit. And I was just telling her, like, think about your body. If it knows how to grow a wart, would it have the same tools to break a wart down? Because if it has the tools to grow a wart, would it have the tools to break it down? Of course it would, because you can't grow something and not know how to break it down. Anyways, so we did a root and release session. Not surprised at what she found. And within 1 week, it was half the size. This is a true story. So she already had the surgery, scheduled. And of course, like I say, I'm not anti-doctor. Like if anyone thinks that they need to visit a doctor and have something removed, like that is totally up to them. And I'm happy for them because if that's what they energetically feel is good for them, then do it. I will tell you this though. She was so upset. She was like what? Because she couldn't like change it. Because I told her, well, why don't you just delay it another week? Just see. But anyways, the doctor told her she couldn't. She was going to lose her copay, or I don't know. Anyways, isn't that cool? Like her body was growing a wart on purpose, and once she could understand what the body was saying, it just started breaking it down. And I have like picture proof of it, but I'm not allowed to share it. I will blur it all out. Okay, maybe in like 2 years when she's over the horror of it all, right? That's why I'm like, I'll wait 2 years and then when she's over the horror. Okay, girls. So let's get you on your way. I really appreciate your time. So this is how it works. If you would like to enroll, I gotta work on this little, my button's really not working so slow. If you join us by Wednesday, May the 29th, you're going to receive a bonus one-on-one session. So depending on the package you sign up for, if you're signing up for the group only, you will actually get to have a one-on-one release with me. And then if you're signing up for one of the packages that has 1 or 2 sessions a month, you'll get a bonus one with me. I want to work with you. I believe in you. I don't care what you've been told. I believe all people deserve to feel better and they can feel better. And I believe our bodies were amazingly made. And once we understand them and know how to communicate with them, things can change in a drastic way. I mean, look at Sue. She's telling me about she smelled some strawberry soap the other day. And that might sound silly, but it's not silly to Sue.
And
Right?
it smelled really good before. There's no way. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Now I'm disappointed if I don't have, because it was a challenge washing my hands in public with scented soap. So I'd have to just get a little bit and rub it, rub it, rub it, and not put my hands in it. I mean, was a real issue. And now it's like, oh, this smells good. I'm not kidding. I am not
I know.
kidding you.
I know you're
Mind
not.
blowing.
I was
Mind
there.
blowing. Mhm.
Okay, girls. So I'm going to reach out to you personally after the call. Thank you so much for being here. Any other questions? I'm an open book, and I am super grateful that y'all made it to the very, very, very end. All right, girls. Mwah. Talk soon. Bye bye.